Okay, good. Hello, welcome to the Satan Cast, where we worship Satan.
Yeah, I won you over.
I wasn't sure if I would. My joke now.
I wasn't quite sure if I'd win him over, but eventually he came onto my side. That sentence.
Everybody ends up coming onto you.
Oh, that is kind of true. I was in the Discord server the other day, and then one of the girls said something kind of like flirtatious, and then Anna chimed in, yeah, what she said. And I was like, why are you all doing this at once? I feel like an anime protagonist, and by that I mean I'm too nervous to do anything about this. Jesus Christ, dude, are you a heavy smoker or what?
Yeah, I'm a heavy smoker of ass.
That don't sound good. What? Hold on. What? What was the sentence you just uttered?
I'm a heavy smoker of ass.
David, I have some follow-up questions.
Okay.
And I'm not sure you're prepared to answer them.
Mm-hmm.
How do you smoke ass?
Use your imagination, loser.
I did, and it made my lungs hurt.
That's what's fun about it.
Is the lung cancer?
Yes.
So, is it like one of those mind over matter things where if you believe that you're inhaling nicotine long enough, eventually your lungs start to blacken all on their own?
Well, the nicotine isn't what blackens your lungs.
What is?
All the fucking gross smog stuff.
Oh, you mean the was it tar?
The carcinogens and literally everything else. It's just
why do
that the
people
nicotine...
smoke cigarettes? It just occurred to me that is like... Well, I mean, I know it's unhealthy, but I'm like thinking about it from like a perspective of someone who like how does one enjoy the flavor of that? Like
I have no
sucking on a burning piece of paper filled with chemicals. Like where does that? I'm not understanding the appeal. Like, okay, all right. Maybe like alcohol, because I'm sure to some people it tastes really good. And it makes you feel great if you drink enough of it.
Here's the thing. The alcohol in alcohol
gross,
doesn't taste
smell
any good.
Gross.
Because if you've had, like, pure alcohol, like vodka or anything, it tastes like ass. That's why you have, like, mixers and, chasers so that you can get rid of that horrible taste. So that then you can later be intoxicated.
So, okay, alright. So now, my question is alcohol not actually a beverage and is more so just like a chemical that people just realized that they could get high off of if they consumed? Yes.
Basically, what happened with alcohol is that we were a couple of humans in basically every single civilization were lazy, so they let food lay out for too long, and then eventually it fermented and became alcohol, and then we were like, this is great. We drink this and we act like idiots. And then that developed into wine, into mead, into alcohol, into vodka, into tequila, into every other type of, alcohol there is. Every alcoholic beverage, into beer, into all of that. And, like, alcohol isn't a beverage, it's just a substance that's in other beverages that all have alcohol, which makes them all intoxicating. Because, like, the tasty part of a beer is not the alcohol, it's the other stuff. The tasty part of wine is the other stuff. When you have the really nasty stuff, like the vodkas and the tequilas, you drink it to get drunk, and you mix it with other stuff. That's what, like, a cocktail is. You mix the hard liquor with some other stuff to make it more palatable, because in its raw form, it's really gross.
But some people will just drink vodka straight from a bottle. Like, they'll just, like, take shots of it.
Well, listen, when you're in Russia, anything, everything's just a little bit more hardcore.
Yeah, I guess. I found out that one of my ancestors was from fucking Siberia, and we thought he was German because apparently after like he left, he was adopted by a German family.
Mm-hmm.
Then when they were immigrating, they just like signed their name on his name because they couldn't remember what his Russian name was. So like my dad, his entire life, thought he was German. And was really embraced that, so he he's been learning the language, and he picked out like several places in the country he'd like to visit someday, and like learned all kinds of stuff about the culture and history of Germany. And he finds out he's 0% German and is actually fucking Russian, because his grandpa was from Siberia, and now it's just like thrown this like hilarious wrench in his entire self-image, and I guess he's just like, I guess maybe I could learn Russian now. And I feel so bad for my dad.
Of origin stuff is complete bullshit. So, there you go.
I know. You know, I'm a firm believer that I'm an American, not an Americant.
So if you want to learn that weird bullshit language that's German, then go ahead and learn it. Just because your genes are not from that part of the world doesn't mean jack shit, let's be honest.
Yeah. It's still a cool language because, like, when you yell at people in German, it sounds really imposing and awesome. You just sound like the smartest and angriest guy ever when you yell at someone in German.
Also, you have compound words.
Like what?
Well, compound words. Do you know how you invent new words in German? You just shove the words together.
Okay,
so Schadenfreude, for example, is an invented word which means happiness at the misfortune of others. And that's what those words mean individually.
But it's the reason that word is so long is just because it's a combination of all of them?
Yes, exactly. That's why there's such, like, really long, scary German words. Is because their new words are literally just combinations of old ones.
So that's like if I wanted to call someone a name.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd call him, like, without any spaces, useless son of a bitch with no friends.
Yeah.
All as if that was one word, and then it would be spelled all as one word.
Yeah.
Okay, we should all make it a point to learn German now, because that's funny. You know what? I think English has had its time as the most spoken national language.
Well, it's the most spoken language internationally, too. It's not the most spoken national language or native language. That's Chinese.
I meant international language. I misspoke. Well, I mean, yeah, everyone in the U.S. speaks Chinese now.
So, you know what I think we should do? I think we need to return to Spanish naming customs.
You know what? I kind of occurred to me the other day.
What?
Is it getting harder to speak Spanish to certain people now because they have so many gendered words? And we're in an era where that's a little bit of a tricky subject.
Well, I think, like, non-binary people and people who want gender-neutral things in Spain and in Spanish-speaking countries can come up with their own, because in Latin, for example, the root language of Spanish, there's 3 genders. There's neuter, there's masculine, and there's feminine. And when they want to come up with a gender-neutral thing to, for example, refer to themselves or to other people, then that's something that you can do. It's just the evolution of language. But when there's, like, gendered words that are just words like table or light bulb or whatever, what have you, I don't think that's going to change because I don't think enough people actually care. It's just the way you say things.
At worst, you could just, like, switch, like, the A and the O with, like, a U or something.
But, like, that would be too much of a change for ordinary people to do on a daily basis.
Yeah, I could not imagine having to, like, differently pronounce, like, 70% of the words in a language.
Mm-hmm. Well, my
Like,
point is that we
yeah.
need to return to Spanish naming customs, just because we need to have better names. Like, here's an example of of the name of a Spanish Golden Age playwright. Pedro Calderón de la Barca y Barrera González de Henao Ruiz de Blazo y Riaño.
That guy's name is fucking awesome.
Exactly.
You're right. You're so right. Where do I fund this? What Kickstarter do I support?
Mine.
Okay. All right. Just everyone have names like that now.
Yes, exactly. You basically.
Oh, can you imagine having to fucking like reformat all of the licenses to fit names like this? Like you need like a magnifying glass to read the entire row of text.
That would make traffic stops so much more entertaining. Just having like a police officer, like they have like a magnifying glass over on like their head, and then they pull it down over their eye and just look at your license.
Oh my god. Like the police officer is like, hello sir, are you Santiago Sebastian Mateus Mateo Nicolas Alejandro Diego Samuel? No, that's my brother. Damn.
I'm every one of those things except for one small change.
It's Samuel. Ah, fuck. Okay. He starts like going over it again.
Yep.
That's kind of, I don't know why, but I feel like that's mean to someone. I feel like someone out there for some reason would be incredibly inconvenienced by this change.
The federal government, but fuck them.
The federal government.
Yeah.
Buffuck 'em.
You know what I was thinking?
About butts?
This podcast needs more
Oh god, here we go.
Garfield
No!
FanFiction.
No, you fuck ass. Have you been reading that silly, weird Garfield hentai?
What?
Like
No.
that guy on Twitter. It's not actually hentai. It's just drawn to like look like one. And like some guy who's like a comic artist, like a kind of a well-known one, is just a fucking shit post. Keeps drawing these like these comics of Garfield as like a really slutty lady cat, and like he's like becoming a stripper or a prostitute or whatever, and John is just like, Garfield, cut it out, come home already. And like has to, and then it starts getting to like anime fights where he has to fight Garfield's pimp.
Hey, you want to read Garfield Gets a Massive Boner?
No! What's wrong with you?
What?
I have to look up Garfield hentai on Twitter now to find the fucking link to this, and it's your fucking fault. Because I need to show it to you. You need to read it.
Why?
Because it'll fucking kill you, and I know you love stupid Garfield shit posts. I know it's your favorite stupid thing ever.
I think I've seen this before, I'm pretty sure.
It's so goddamn weird. Garfield, what are you doing?
The fuck it look
The
like,
fuck
bitch.
it look like, bitch. And nothing in it is like specifically like explicitly like there's, I mean, it's, yes, it's like sexualized.
You have to come
like,
home, Garfield. These seats are no place for a domesticated kitty. What you know about slanging pussy? He ain't no fucking shit. He ain't no shit, fucking ghost face. Mm-hmm. Miss Lasagna, don't fuck with you no more. Ain't that right?
Miss Lasagna?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, you want? Oh, you want this coochie, baby? Mmm, fucking sex, doesn't it? Stanky pussy. Beep boop, negative,
Damn.
I am immune. Tramp cat, you will return with me to house. Suck and jive, or you will be annihilated.
There's
Garfield!
a fucking robot Gundam
Run,
shows
Garfield,
up.
get out of here!
It fights
Arbuckle?
John to the death.
Alive?
And then John has to fight a guy on a motorcycle. It's so fucking weird. It's every...
Oh,
it's,
shit.
It's,
but I
Oh
love
my God.
sucking and fucking.
we now have a sound clip of you reading that. We now have a sound clip of David. Everyone,
listen. Now that
get
we've
on
done
using
this,
that.
we have to read.
No! I did this to
Garfield
satiate your urges!
Gets a boner.
No! That's what's ruining this podcast. Every time you read one of those fucking things, we get less viewers.
Presuming people view this in the first place.
You're a monster. Wait, how many podcasts has it been since this was on my channel?
2?
I think 1 actually, because the last one we recorded didn't work.
Well, whatever. Point is, this one is not yours.
Okay, thank God. I'm tired of posting smut on my channel.
Well, just remember.
Oh boy, that reminds me. I should go check my what my YouTube paycheck is for this month, since it gets updated on the 10th.
Just remember, the 60th podcast on your channel will also be Sonic High School Part 3.
Oh God, are we inviting fucking Kyle back?
Of
for
course. He has to be on it. I wouldn't expect anything
It's a
less.
tradition. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pitch an idea to you. All right. All right, and I need you to be open-minded for this. Okay.
Yes?
Anna is there, and she voices Shadow.
I will make that decision later, but for now, Kyle is definitely on board.
Oh well, no! I'm not saying she replaces him. I'm saying Anna is there, and she just has to voice Shadow the Hedgehog, and somehow make that sound convincing. I can see her having a really hard time with that, and that's what makes it so funny to me.
Que es la vida?
How dare you? My mother was a saint. It is you who is the slut, sir.
So Sonic, so Garfield fanfiction?
No, hey, have you seen the new preview image of the Sonic movie?
Looks like ass, doesn't it?
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Why is he looks so muscular? They gave him humanoid proportions.
I look forward.
Looks so weird.
To the wave of Sonic fanfiction.
No,
that
I
comes
don't
out
want
because of
creepy
this
Sonic
movie.
fanfiction. Sonic is already the most like hyper-sexualized fucking character in the history of the universe. Like, somehow.
Completely against all authorial intent.
Oh, absolutely. Like, for some reason, I think Sonic just accidentally created the furry movement.
Sure, why not?
Oh, by the way, I gotta tell you, man. Okay, so I meet a lot of cool.
To read Garfield Gets a Massive Boner.
No, the thing I'm saying is funny. Listen, okay. So I meet a lot of cool artists online. People who draw really cool Spider-Man pictures and usually send them to me. And what happens is if I see a lot of certain artists like stuff sent to me in my like mentions or DMs and I really like what they do, or I've talked to them a couple of times and I think they're cool, I'll follow them and like just like interact with them and that's how I meet people like my buddy Mason or Brandon, who's like visited me and who's like stayed at my house for a week.
Who's a nerd?
Who is a big nerd, right? So recently I followed two artists, within like the last year, I'd say, who both identify as furries, and I didn't know that until after I had followed them. And on top of them retweeting some very horrific art that I make it a point to never open my phone in public anymore and to look at Twitter.
Well, just unfollow them or mute them.
Because what I would do is every time I see a picture from an account that's just like, here's two muscular boy wolves tying each other up with leather straps and fucking on a desk, and I'll block it so I don't have to see it anymore. And as such, my block list of accounts on my Twitter has gone up about 30 to 40 more accounts than it was. And I'm like, why do they just keep finding so much fucking more and retweeting it? I actually finally unfollowed one of them just because I couldn't take it anymore, because he was like so much more active on Twitter. The other one, she doesn't do it nearly as much. It's less of a gamble following her because she only retweets that kind of stuff like once or twice a week, while as the other guy's like 4 or 5 times daily. But you know what else I found that they retweet a lot of and talk about? I think you'll find this interesting, David. The inner politics of the furry community.
Why is there such a thing?
Are you interested to hear more? Because boy, is that a whole thing.
I mean, I guess.
Right? Okay, all right. So, the furry community, from what I can tell, I see a lot of tweets of them saying, you can't make fun of us anymore. Our entire community is based around us not caring what normies think, and just kind of circle jerking about how proud they are to have their weird fucking thing that they do, right? That's, yeah, sure, whatever. All right, makes the people in that community feel validated, because I'm sure they get a lot of shit.
And then so.
Deservedly so. Apparently, they're trying really hard to establish themselves as a legitimate group and do some culling for the undesirables, I guess you would call them. Like one guy who is a live streamer, but apparently this was a big divisive controversy. One guy who is a live streamer who had apparently copulated with his own dog, resulting in its death. And people were defending him because they liked the weird furry art that he did. And others were like, no, in order for us to be taken as a serious community, we have to kick out people like this and put our foot down and show that we won't stand for animal abuse. That's not what we're about. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so anyway, and then on top of that, you know what else they're apparently super worried about right now?
Mm-hmm.
Is big corporations capitalizing on the furry trend and then using it to make products. They're worried that they're going to start seeing fursuits sold in Walmarts, and that evil white men in the corporations are gonna make their thing mainstream. And I'm like, I don't think you guys got to worry about that one. I think you're safe.
Well, even if you are.
I really don't see fursuits getting sold as like a thing in Walmart. Like, I know we're a very open-minded generation.
Kmart, but not Walmart.
No, okay, well, because Kmart, you know, there's some weird. They say Walmart has the real weirdos. You've not seen the patrons of the Kmarts. Those are some twisted individuals. You know?
I can't wait for fursuits in Sears.
Oh my god. like there's different brands, and like people online are arguing about which one produces the best ones.
Which one of these slutty minion costumes is the best one?
Which one of these Sonic the Hedgehog outfits will make my dick look biggest? Can you imagine some guy honestly like going to like a Target and buying a fursuit and then taking it to the checkout line, and then like the lady like watches as it like gets closer and closer across the conveyor belt with its big fucking plastic eyes like a horror movie,
and the
just
plastic
getting closer
abs
and closer, and the plastic abs,
and the big plastic crotch,
and it's got a zipper in it, and she has to pick it up, look for a tag, like just twisting it around, feeling so uncomfortable, and then finds the price tag, and it's like absurdly expensive.
I can just imagine Cheryl from Target looking really, really judgmentally at whoever buys that.
And she's trying not to do that, like, that face like she just smelled something really awful. That disapproving, like, curl at the corners of her mouth.
Your mom is not pleased with your decisions in life face.
The way your nose wrinkles up when you've just seen something so revolting. And she slides it across the scanner, and it's too big to even fit in a bag. So she just sets it there on top of the little island with the rotating bags. And then the guy picks it up and puts it in the cart, and then says, "Hey, thanks. I think you'd look pretty good in one of these too."
And of course, it'd be a 30-something-year-old man with acne and a fedora,
or a very, very socially awkward 17-year-old,
and no other groups of people whatsoever.
Yeah. You know, I really hope this podcast doesn't become like our most viewed one because of this bit, and then we just like incur the wrath of the furry community. They start talking about, how dare you? You're fur-phobic. Like they want to start marketing themselves as like a genuine thing.
They're about as discriminated against as cosplayers, which is to say, not at all.
Like, I mean, they get made fun of online, but like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone like legitimately say, "Let's open up a camp for these people," and not like a fun summer camp, like
a conversion,
like
camp.
a boring summer camp. Can you imagine furry conversion therapy where they're just electrocuting someone until they just like become grossed out by excess amounts of body hair and paws? God, that's the other thing. Is just the weird fetishization of fucking paws. There's so many goddamn pictures from these two people on my fucking Twitter feed of just like foot fetish stuff, but with paws. And I'm like, no! Stop! God. So anyway, I unfollowed one of them, and then they messaged me and was like, "Hey, I noticed you unfollowed me. I think it might have something to do with the content I tend to retweet, and I respect that." And I went, "Yeah." Thanks for understanding.
He's probably used to people unfollowing him by now.
And it's really unfortunate because he's like a really great artist when he's not drawing that stuff or retweeting it or whatever. Because like he originally like talked to me about like the Spider-Man fan comic that he was doing, and the art is super awesome. Like it looks like super professional, and he was like asking me if I could help write parts of it, and I'm still down for that. I just can't be. I can't be exposed to this any longer. It's having an adverse effect on my sanity.
So you ready? So anyway, ready to talk about Garfield's boner?
Oh, for fuck's sake! I was trying so hard to put that off, and fucking
Well, there's other things we can talk about to put it off if that's what you really want to.
What else can we do to stall for time?
You really, really, really don't want to talk about Garfield's massive boner, don't you?
Yeah! I don't... Call me crazy. I feel like I kind of want to put off that subject matter just for the time being. Again, maybe that's just me being a prude.
Yes, you are. You are a fucking prude.
I genuinely get so worried that when I reject things like this, that someone's gonna get, like, legitimately offended somehow. And be like, oh boy, here Xavier goes on another rant about why erotic fan fiction of cats is bad. What a fucking bigot.
Well, listen, I agree with him. I'm just doing it ironically to make him feel uncomfortable.
You know, David, I'm gonna be honest with you. The I'm doing it ironically excuse only holds water for so long. And after a certain point, when you're doing something every day for several years straight, ironically, you have to ask yourself, have I gone too far?
Well, you also have to ask yourself, how entertaining has it been along the journey?
It's not the location.
So speaking of furries, did you see the new trailer for Godzilla King of the Monsters?
What's that?
The new trailer for Godzilla 2.
What's Godzilla?
You know what fucking Godzilla is. Stop bullshitting me.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with it. Can you describe it for me?
Like, the world's biggest furry. If he was also a radioactive monster.
So, he's like a big wolf guy?
He's a big lizard man.
Oh, then that would be a scaly.
Yeah, but he's still furry.
Fucking get it right, asshole. It's a scaly, not a furry.
Well, he's a scaly furry.
Does he have fur on his body?
Presumably.
I'm gonna look up a picture of whatever this Godzilla thing is.
Come on, stop playing like an idiot.
That's my cat down there. I don't know, I think even he doesn't like furry.
Well, he is one.
Yo, it's like a big scary lizard dude who has like really thick thighs.
Yeah, he's super thick and it makes me uncomfortable.
You know what? I don't know what this thing is, but I kind of want to. I'm a little interested now. I might check out more of whatever that is.
Come on, stop playing dumb. You've seen the trailer, right?
I actually haven't, cause I got home from the dentist, and then I took a nap for like 3 hours, and then it came out, and then I woke up, and then I saw one person on my Twitter feed who was excited. Because all of y'all are a bunch of charlatans.
So you came out. So are you? I'm glad to meet your true self finally.
God damn it! No, no, it came out. Anyway, no, I have not seen it yet. I would like to soon.
I'm very glad to see that they're actually showing off the monsters this time compared to last time. With
where
the first
they
Godzilla
were like,
movie.
let's do it like Jaws. Let's have him be in like the movie for like 30%.
Except that this time you can barely see the monsters because the movie looks like ass.
Is it just so covered in fog and like lightning?
It's like so heavily like color corrected. Like it's like very very like like yellow and very very blue alternately. So like there's like there's the dark scene like at night where it's raining and like there's a lot of stormy stuff, but it's also very blue, so there's a lot of gunk in the air, but it's also darker than it needs to be, so it looks like ass.
Oh, I don't want Godzilla movies to suck.
Well, I'm saying apart from that, it looks fine.
Godzilla's my favorite preachy movie about radiation.
Well, this one is more about environmentalism than radiation.
You know what? I feel like for as dumb and like spectacle of a Godzilla is, there needs to be some kind of like social allegory element because that's kind of like what the whole premise was. So I don't mind them kind of like throwing that stuff at you. As long as it's not like extremely overt to the point that you can't like enjoy the big monsters fighting.
Well, that's what you ask for when you buy a Jurassic World movie, not so much a Godzilla movie.
So what if I told you I was playing Mortal Kombat right now?
You pervert. There is a shot of Godzilla's eye really close, though. So
You
wait,
almost said Godzilla Mendoza.
you're telling me that a guy named Godzilla Mendoza doesn't know anything about Godzilla?
You telling me a guy that Davidian Productions doesn't know about the Branch Davidian Massacre or whatever?
Well, I'm not from Texas, so that's okay.
I don't believe you. You strike me as a Texan. Sometimes I look at you and I just go, that guy knows a lot about Texas.
Never even been there once.
I look at your face and I see the face of a man who was personally at the Alamo, and that's why you have such strong opinions about the way it went.
Also, Godzilla runs.
No! Not again!
He does.
No! I don't like when he runs. Does it look bad?
Well, it's not like a run so much as like a jog, but it does look a little weird. I have mixed feelings about Godzilla too. I think that there's points where it looks really good, and then there's points where it just looks like ass.
Oh man, I'm still having flashbacks to the like the really old Godzilla movies where they had him in a full-on fucking sprint, but like the costume wouldn't allow for that, so it just looks like this awkward shuffle where his gigantic ass thighs are just like swinging back and forth really fast. And then he'll do like a fucking drop kick where he just like darts forward like with his legs extended out, riding along on his tail like it's a fucking like it's a roller skate. And then just like it'll make a boing noise when the guy hits the fucking There's a movie where Godzilla talks.
What's his voice like?
It sounds like this, and it's really hard to understand what he's saying.
You know, I always imagined
they also
Godzilla
on top
having
of that,
the voice of Gilbert Gottfried.
You know what's great about it is on top of that, they cover it with this like distorted like filter of the sound of the normal Godzilla screech, but like warped to kind of match up with the sounds of the words he's saying.
That
so
sounds
just like
really stupid.
In the background of what he's saying, it's just like, and it's just like it's so fucking, it's horrific. It's a crime against humanity. So anyway, I have very strong opinions about Godzilla.
I never would have guessed. You should do a Godzilla retrospective of all the movies.
No, cooler people than me have done that already.
No, you should totally do it.
Well, yeah, there was already the James Rolfe one that was pretty good. Although, to be fair, he didn't inject as much humor into it as he probably could have. So maybe that could be like my angle, is just trying to be a little bit more like myself. Because he did it as like a more like standard like serious review. I could probably inject some humor. I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna do that. I'm also saying I'm not working on a Mortal Kombat retrospective right now, but I desperately need a copy of Mortal Kombat 4 in order to do it, because I've never actually played that one.
Why is it Mortal Kombat and not Immortal Kombat?
Why is it spelled with a K instead of a C?
Well, that's because the founders of the video game are not very intelligent.
They're not good at spellings. They're good at making the violence games. but they're not good at the spells. I did a fatality. Are you proud of me, David? I cut off Smoke's head and then sliced it in half with my sword.
I think you need to talk to a psychologist about these anger issues you've been having lately. Maybe you need to investigate why these video games are making you so violent.
You know, I do got a big point I want to make if I did potentially maybe make a video series on this, is that my favorite character in the series, not for any kind of narrative reason, just because I thought he was just cool looking, like he had a neat design, and he was you know, he
Are you saying you like meat?
No, don't talk about meat.
Well, I want to talk about boners, not meat.
Meat is okay, you know what? Fuck it. Meat's the best Mortal Kombat character. Fuck Sub-Zero, fuck Scorpion, it's meat. It's all about meat. He's just a guy with no skin who has a meat cleaver, and he's upset. You know who's even better? Mocap. He's just a mocap guy.
Speaking of,
and if you punch him in the conquest mode of
Avengers
deception, he goes, "Ow, my balls!"
Endgame?
What?
Are you excited for Avengers 4?
You know, I said that about Avengers Infinity War 2, and I was like, hey, that was pretty good when I came out of it. Basically, my relationship with MCU movies is I don't really get excited for them because most of the time they look kind of underwhelming and lame based on the trailers. And then, you know, I watch them, and I go, yeah, that was alright.
You know, I kind of agree with you here. I'm very, very underwhelmed by the trailer for Avengers 4. I
don't think even any of them really lately have been specifically bad. Just like
you know what I didn't like about the Avengers 4 trailer is that with the exception of Ant-Man, it's so dour and like self-serious.
All the trailers are like that though. Remember how dark and serious the trailer for Age of Ultron was? And then you get to the movie, and Ultron is a fucking comedian who's funnier than any other character in the whole movie.
Well, I have a feeling that Avengers is going to be... this one is going to be a little bit more serious.
I'm hooked on a feeling that we say that every time a new Avengers trailer comes out that seems really serious. And then the movie comes out, and then it's not. Because that's the MCU formula, is that we're going to make it funny and kiddie so that people laugh in the audience. And they don't want to leave the movie feeling like they want to kill themselves like Batman vs. Superman.
I mean, when you have things like Captain America looking down, crying, and Hawkeye in his emo boy costume, you're just like, come on. Stop.
Again, I'm just saying, like, they always market them like that, and then you get to the actual movie, and then you get like 5-minute long scenes of the Guardians of the Galaxy just like talking about nothing, and it gets kind of infuriating.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can guarantee you that movie's gonna be chock full of funny shit.
So there's a rumor that the plot of Avengers Endgame will involve time travel, going back to like undo the stuff that Thanos did, and like they're gonna go through like other MCU movies to do so in the past, and that sounds like the most self-indulgent bullshit I've ever heard.
Well, okay. I like the idea, if only for the fact that it gives us a perfect opportunity to adapt Cosmic Ghost Rider, where Ghost Rider, who is
Ghost
the
Rider
Punisher,
is on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's not going to be in...
No, listen, okay? Cosmic Ghost Rider is about the Punisher, dies and goes to hell and becomes Ghost Rider after Thanos has blown up the Earth. And this is like in an alternate timeline where Thanos wins. And And then after that, he just rides around on a dead Earth with no people on it to punish for like 200 years. And then Galactus shows up after getting his ass kicked by Thanos and is like, "Is there anyone here who can help me?" And Punisher, who has now gone insane and developed a sense of humor, is like, "Yeah, man, I'm down." And then he grants him cosmic powers, so he has the powers of Silver Surfer too. So he's like one of the most powerful beings in all of existence. And then he goes back in time to kill Thanos, and instead thinks he's too cute as a baby and decides to adopt him. And then goes back to the future and then sees Thanos dressed as the Punisher, who's like, "Father, you've returned." And then Cosmic Ghost Rider's like, "Oh boy, I sure caused some really weird stuff to happen today."
That's bullshit.
It's supposed to be stupid and dumb. It's explicitly a comedy story.
I mean, that would be better than what they're doing.
It's yeah. Oh man,
I'm really
it's great because like the Watcher shows up.
That the MCU, at least in their marketing campaigns, is finally adopting the grimdark stuff that DC has now finally realized is a bad idea.
But I don't believe it's gonna happen.
Like,
because every time an Avengers trailer comes out, it's edited to look really dark, and we go, "Oh, finally, they're learning from the DCEU."
Like 6-7 years after the end of the Dark Knight movies, DC has finally realized, that grimdark is not a good idea.
I mean, I think it depends on the material.
But like,
I don't think a very happy-go-lucky Batman movie.
Look at the movies they're greenlighting. They're not doing another Man of Steel movie. They're doing a Batgirl movie. They're doing a Harley Quinn movie. They're doing, Shazam. They're doing Plastic Man. They're doing Suicide Squad, but with James Gunn. Like, if this is not a seismic shift in the DCEU, then what is?
Well, I mean, the whole cast of Man of Steel has been basically fired. Like, they explicitly stated that Henry Cavill's not coming back, and then Amy Adams is like, "Yeah, I think they're." Amy Adams is like, "I think they're revamping that. I'm out as Lois Lane." So they're just dropping all, which is unfortunate and stupid, because you don't have to just abandon Superman. You just have to write him to actually feel like a Superman movie instead of just this sad movie about Jesus and no one understands him. "I want to save the world, but nobody likes me, Lois."
Hey,
it's okay. You don't have to save the world.
Superman, but it's Peter Griffin as Clark Kent.
Holy crap, Lois! You're not gonna believe what I did today. I fought a cyborg named Metallo. This is like that time I fought the Terminator. Cue 15-minute long action sequence of Peter Griffin fighting the Terminator.
Yes.
I have an unpopular opinion of Family Guy. And it's that the cutaway jokes aren't that bad. They're badly implemented. Like, the writing for how they introduce them is very stale. But it's kind of interesting how they mix a narrative show with a sketch comedy show with the cutaways. They just need to figure out better ways to transition into them, because literally every fucking time it's like, this is like, or this is better than the time that, and then it's always the same 3 or 4 sentences they say to segue into.
It's them. Like that time.
This reminds me of that time I
got a sex change.
And they're pretty hit or miss, honestly. Sometimes there's some really goddamn funny sketches on there, right? And then others are like that Deadpool one, where the joke is that Peter Griffin is dressed up as Deadpool. And that's it.
No, you.
Hey, so I started watching The Orville.
I don't care.
Anna texted me, and I said I'm recording the podcast with David. And she said, "Baby, say hi to me on the podcast." Wait, no, don't do it. Well, it's too late for that.
Well, hello, young person who is not old enough to be responsible for your own life.
She's not 12.
Well, baby, so, young person
no,
who is
she was
not...
calling me that. She was calling me that.
Yeah, so you're the person who's not responsible for your own decisions yet.
Hey, I make decisions all the time. Like today I decided
it doesn't mean you make good decisions.
Today I decided to have McDonald's breakfast for breakfast, and
exactly, not a good thing.
I've reduced my lifespan by about 6 years by eating those McMuffins, and you know what? I'm fine with it. You can't take this from me.
Well, you know what you're taking
me
from
I didn't
yourself.
Do the right thing.
Years.
You can't.
That you will be alive.
What?
You're taking away from yourself years that you will be alive.
Yes, but that means that you'll have to deal with me less.
Okay,
it's a
fine.
favor to you,
as long
really.
as you name me in your will as the inheritor of your YouTube channel.
I mean, I don't imagine everyone's gonna stick around after you take over.
Well, at least I can try.
Nah, man. You gotta keep making those Spider-Man videos.
Spider-Man!
What are you doing making videos about, like, things other than Spider-Man?
Spider-Man!
That's too interesting.
Spider-Man!
How dare you? Whoa! Whoa, are you okay?
Presumably.
Alright, I'm worried about you, Like, that's the third time you sneezed this year, and I think it's starting to really become a problem.
I can stop when I want to, okay?
I think it's very unhealthy that you're not acknowledging the frequency now, because it's starting to get really...
I can stop when I want to, okay?
Okay, well then stop right now then, okay? Is it really that easy?
Well, I don't
Is
want
it really,
to
David?
right now.
Then stop right now!
I don't want
okay?
to. I don't want
I
to.
want you to. Is that enough?
No.
You just keep doing this to me.
Yes. I am actually...
It's weird playing this after playing Mortal Kombat.
I am actually sick right now, so...
Oh. I was sick.
Well, you're sick normally, because you're such a cool person.
Yo, dude, I'm fucking sick, bro.
All the time, bro.
I vomit 25 times in one day, which happened recently. I thought I was gonna die. I couldn't even keep down water. I was so sick. So anyway, don't eat at the restaurant Five Guys, because I actually found out after getting extreme food poisoning from there that tons of other people have reported getting extreme food poisoning from there.
From what?
And like describing, it's a burger joint called Five Guys. Five Guys.
Well, I thought
which you can
I heard F Guys and I thought that we were in for a party.
No. Well, okay, you can still make that joke with Five Guys. Hey, David, you ever had Five Guys?
Nope.
It's I gotta tell you, it was a little overwhelming. I tried to have Five Guys and just like really kicked my ass. I was just vomiting everywhere. I just couldn't keep any food down. It was terrible.
Let's see. I'm
really
googling
tore
Five
up my
Guys.
ass too.
Criticism. They're very unhealthy.
Yeah?
A standard large order of fries contains almost 1,500 calories.
Oh my god, I couldn't even eat the fucking fries they had there. They were so gross.
The Center for the Science and the Public Interest placed Five Guys Bacon Cheeseburger among its 2010 list of most unhealthy meals.
Good thing I didn't order that. I just had that really disgusting hot dog. Like, that's the thing is, like, I have a really weak stomach when it comes to greasy food. I can eat spicy food all day and never, like...
Also, Obama likes it, so...
Well, there you go. That's how you know Obama likes diarrhea, okay? He's into that.
Well, he's into a lot of things.
Michelle, I'm gonna pre. You ever heard that one?
You're gonna what?
He's gonna pre.
Like pregame?
Yeah, he's pre-game discharge with Lyle Rath, which is, by the way, the greatest news show on all of the internet. And if you're not watching it, you're missing out.
Also, you.
What?
You're a news show on the internet.
What the fuck did you call me?
A good internet news show.
How dare you?
Yeah, I said it.
Fucking
no one else
you.
will dare say it to your face.
I will cut your butt off.
I can't wait.
I threatened some weird stuff just now. You know, I miss when Reptile in the MK games was just like a ninja and not a fucking weirdo. Like,
I have no idea what you're talking about, and I don't play any of these
you know
games.
Do you know how in Mortal Kombat there's like colored ninja guys? Like there's the blue guy and then there's the yellow guy. What are you giggling about, you son of a bitch? I hear you.
I'm just saying.
Well, anyway, so there's the yellow ninja and the blue ninja, and then there's the green ninja who was introduced in the second game, and he was called Reptile, and he had like a scary lizard face under his face, and he would eat people's heads as the fatality. That's besides the point. So, like, I liked when he was a normal human man in a green ninja suit more than when he became a weirdo lizard guy, because then they started putting him in more of the games.
Because then he's a scaly. And they can sexualize him now.
He looks like Dr. Connors, but like in a ninja suit. And
can you sexualize him?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to use that word anymore.
Can you sexualize him?
You can sexualize anything. And I'm not saying you should, but I'm saying you can't. Oh, he's doing his X-ray.
You know what else we can sexualize?
Me in the eyes like a fucking Three Stooges bit.
Garfield's big.
God damn it! You son of a bitch! I hate you.
Boner. You know, I'm trying to decide if it would be more funny if I did or didn't actually read it. What about you, audience?
It'd be hilarious if you didn't, bro.
Garfield was looking at his favorite dish, lasagna. Wow, said Garfield.
Oh my god.
This
Give us an F in the chat
really
if you want David to fucking cancel the show.
Really good. It sounds weird. But I'm getting feelings for this lasagna that I've never felt before.
Oh my god.
Feelings that are sexual.
Really? That's what we're doing?
Suddenly, Garfield had a massive boner.
No.
He beheld the boner with measured glee. Slightly right-biased and powerfully turgid, it glistened with sweet pre-jack like the morning dew. Oh, how it glistened. Without thinking, compelled by an animal force, he buried his mega bone in the hot Italian treat. Just then, John, Garfield owner in a blue shirt, walked into the room. Note that the background is blue like in the comics. Arg, said John as he tore at his hair. My life is ruined. Garfield, you shouldn't put your dick in other people's food. It's just not hygienic.
God, what? I'm with John on this one.
Garfield wasn't going to take this from a little betch like John. Hey, John, you
little
betch. Stop being the worst breed. John, you betch. Stop being the worst human being.
Misspelled?
I think that that when you die and go to hell will just be a mirror. Because that's what your hell will be. Just being with you. With you. That's what everyone's hell would be. Except Garfield couldn't actually say that because he has the graceless lips of and tongue of a cat. Garfield cannot actually talk. That's not fair.
That's actually always kind of been in question. Can John understand Garfield?
That's not fair. Not only do you have to show off your large, admittedly magnificent dick,
David,
but you also have to put it in my food.
can John understand him?
You look at everything, and I found out that your anatomy is better than mine. All the girls would like me to be so much better if I had that glorious Zeus of a cock of yours. John then looked at the bowl, looked at the fruit bowl on his tables. He noticed
monetizing this.
He noticed a banana.
A banana?
A banana in between two apples. Suddenly he started glowing. Oh, hey, I know Garfield. Do you want to do a favor for me? I have a date at 7 today and I want to impress my date. Like, really impress her. Garfield understands.
Why does John sound like that when you do?
Because I want to get him to sound as emasculated as possible.
Because John's a beta male.
He's a betch.
A betch.
Garfield understands none of this. He is a cat. His feline brain is not sophisticated enough to process more than eat lasagna and violate lasagna. Thus, he does not comprehend the dark machinations of Mr. Arbuckle, who plans to impress his date by also fucking the lasagna.
No! No! This took a turn! Why is he gonna do it now? This doesn't make any sense! Liz wouldn't like this! I mean, John already drank the dog semen that one time.
Just then, Nermal came out of nowhere. Hey, Garfield, I came to visit you.
Does Nermal have the same voice actor as John?
Garfield hates Nermal because he's a little betch cat who thinks he's so much better than everyone. So Garfield spun his dick and crushed Nermal with it.
Whoa. What?
A gray goo was stained on his hard submarine-like cock. Garfield looked at his dick with pride. You know what? You are so large and so amazing. Think I'll call you Moby Dick.
What? But that's a direct contradiction of earlier because it says that he can't comprehend words and only has the baser instincts of eating lasagna and or copulating with it. So how is he able to understand literature such as Moby Dick?
I'm not gonna read the rest of it though. The rest of it is too weird even for me.
Oh, okay. At least it's not Dipper Goes to Taco Bell.
It gets close.
Oh my god! Ooh, god! That makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to think of anything even in the same genre as that.
What is the genre of Dipper Goes to Taco Bell?
Proof that the human race should be eradicated.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh my god, I don't want to think about Dipper Goes to Taco Bell.
Where does he go if he doesn't go to Taco Bell?
He goes to church, and he's a productive member of his society.
Those don't exist.
I'm getting so upset I put the combo in for the fatality wrong, so I just kicked him in the nuts. Fuck. I'm getting really upset here.
Nerd.
Why are you bullying me?
Because that's what people do to their friends.
Have we been going for an hour now? Can we stop?
Well, we have, but...
Well, I forgot what Melina's design in MK11, or, yeah, MK...
Hey, you want to talk about
looks like.
Bumblebee?
Apparently it's awesome.
Well, I've heard it's not awesome, but it's good. Like,
apparently it's decent.
It's a Transformers movie, so it's never going to be genuinely great. But it's as good as it can get.
I believe that's a defeatist attitude. I think you can pull something really great out of that material.
No, I don't think so.
I think even though Transformers was initially just a goddamn cash grab and commercial for toys.
It always has been, and it always will be.
No, there was a brief period of time where it became more than that.
No,
because
it never was.
There was such things as Beast Wars, which actually didn't even have a toy line until like 10 years after the fact, and was just about being an animated series, and well, there was probably a couple of toys at the time it came out, but like I don't remember having I don't remember seeing any until way later after it was canceled, oddly enough. But that show proves to me, and it's not up for debate, and I will not listen to your slander because you haven't even seen an episode of it, that definitively Transformers can actually genuinely be interesting from a narrative perspective and tell good stories.
No, that's impossible.
Your naysaying is yeah, you know what it screams to me?
What?
It screams that you have a small Transformers dick. And Garfield would mock you for it.
No, you're obviously the John Arbuckle of this situation.
Is that because you're the creepy weirdo who's short and fucks lasagna?
Well, one of those things is true. And I'm going to let you decide which one.
I'm kind of struggling here, honestly. I'm like trying to think. You know what? I think that maybe that's to be decided next episode.
See you guys.
Leave your opinion in the comment.
See you guys next year when the next episode comes out.
Do you think David has sex with his lasagna? If you do, send him a tweet and say, David, why'd you fuck that lasagna on the podcast? Oh my god. It's okay, no one listens to this, so like one person will probably do it, David.
Well, fuck you anyway.
I annoyed you once. If this podcast had more viewers, it would have been a lot funnier. But like, you know, it's enough to satiate my urges of messing with you.
Listen, stop satiating your urges on the podcast. Wait until the podcast ends to do that.
I'm gonna satiate my urges all over this fucking podcast.
As long as you clean it up afterwards.
You know, someone could do probably like a best of with our podcast. Like just listen to like a whole bunch of them and then find funny bits. I bet we talk about some weird shit.
Like your boner and Garfield's boner.
And how they
ironically Garfield
both
having
have the same
sex with his
hair.
master.
No, stop.
That was a thing we read on this podcast. There was the Sonic
Stopping
FanFiction,
the recording, you slut.
which is just transcendent.
We
read Venom FanFiction.
And I did the voice too.
Yes, you did. You know what? I'm gonna look up how many entries there are for Venom on FanFiction just to see.
I'm sorry.
Venom.
What were you saying?
Movie 2018. 1,950 works as of December 2018 for a movie that came out in October. There's already 2,000 fanfictions.
God damn. Well,
also, there's a Shape of Water scene in Bumblebee, so apparently there's going to be fanfiction about that too.
Oh my god, does Bumblebee have sex with that little half Filipino girl?
You mean Haley Steinfeld? I don't think so.
Yeah.
But like there's a Shape of Water underwater holding each other scene.
It'd be really easy to just like weld a dildo onto an Autobot, you know? Just solder it on there.
You pervert.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm the creepy. Yeah, all right.
Yes,
okay, all right.
You are the creepy pervert.
It's me. I'm the one. All right. Yes. After everything that's taken place and transpired in the past hour.
Yeah.
I'm the one.
Yes.
Fuck you.